thus far, and they're going to try to put some pressure on the tier 1 of their own. Let's see where Jetro's going to TP into. He's only level 5, so he wants at level 6 pretty badly. Therefore, the middle lane's probably the obvious point, but he needs to get involved in some kills. In fact, he doesn't have enough money for a TP, so he is losing some time sitting here. And I'd hate to be nitpicking, but this is perhaps he disconnected and they want to pause, but we'll see what else is going on in the meantime. Queen of Pain sitting on 800 gold, has 2 clarities. Courier is not delivering anything. Kaiser's in the middle lane is getting free farm though, so we see he has surpassed everybody. 28 for 7, and now a TP going to come in from Pudge. He sold off a gauntlet as well as a iron branch, excuse me, as I lose my mind for a moment there. But having to sell those off and wait a while, it kind of did hurt him, as he is now about to hit level 6. Meanwhile, Kaiser's is about to hit level 7. So there's a nice little level gap going on there. In fact, the death definitely contributed to that. Actually, he didn't die. So after having that kill and getting a level lead, it looks like he relinquished it a little bit. And we have a pause coming out. It will be from Windrunner. So a little bit of pause from 5 stars. Hopefully nothing too serious and we can resume. I'm NYJohn, by the way. This is Go4Dota, the Saturday Night Cup. And we are watching Rainbow versus 5 stars. This is the first game of the Cup thus far. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying the cast, and hopefully we have an interesting game ahead of us. Thus far, it's been pretty cool. You get to see a Slardar play. You don't always get to see that. And guys, go check out Go4Dota.com if you get an opportunity. Weekly cups, as well as opportunities for amateur teams as well as semi-pro teams to get involved and play in a competitive format. So, lots of good stuff going on there. Looking around, it looks like Nature's Prophet only on 500 gold in his inventory is not that great. It looks like starting ons for the most part, so he's struggling mightily in this bottom lane. It's 6 minutes, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to get an efficient Midas if that's what he wants to go for. So perhaps he will have to alter his playing style slightly to try and maximize efficiency. What else is going on around the map? It looks like Venomancer's sitting on nothing much, doing the support job. Mr. Columbia rotating into the top lane, so you can see the top tower is around 342 health, and that may very well go down if they don't get some support here. Glyph is available, Dash is in the area. He is level 4 on Queen of Pain, so doing a decent job as a long lane solo, but he's going to need more than just him to try and defend him. We do see a ping coming out, so perhaps they're getting ready to try and muster up some defense. And now we'll just wait for the resume. Hopefully it will come shortly. He's back on Steam apparently. So Venomancer should be back in a moment. There's the reconnect. The go calls, and we should be live in a matter of seconds now. And we're back to the game. It looks like Rainbow have intentions of going for the tier 2 down here. No, they're all going to TP onto the tier 1 here. It's going to be big action as we see the sprint on top of Slardar. He's going to run in, get a good stun on 8A as well as Kova. 8A may be in trouble here with the Shadow Strike on him as well. Kova's already dropped. 8A is going to go down as well, and 2 huge kills off the resume for Rainbow. Well coordinated, 3 TPs come in, and they blow up the members of 5 stars. 2 big kills. Enigma escapes with his life, but he may be in trouble here. The hook and the kill from Jetro. Nice one. Will allow him to get a little bit more farm, and he has picked up that level 6 in the meanwhile. So Kaiser's maybe in a little bit more trouble in the middle lane. He does bottle up an illusion rune. We'll pop that off right off the bat. And now the top lane may be in trouble, as we see most of the heroes that have come up here are staying in the area. So 8A and Kova have reestablished themselves. However, Chen has made his way and joined the fight, as well as Leshrak. And from the side, we're going to have Hads coming back in. So this could be a problem for Stars. And here comes the pressure as the Edict's going to go on the tower. Had's not going in, though. The Martial Machine perhaps a little bit much for him to try and stomach, as it is level 3 now. Meanwhile, middle lane taking a little bit of pressure. The hook is not on target, as it just falls short of Kazers. He will live there. Enigma is half a level away from finishing off level 6, so once he gets a black hole, expect to see an early black hole use on as little as one target, as many as a couple. Of course, that is standard play. And what you expect out of your Enigma. Hads makes his way down to the bottom lane yet again. Gonna resume his farm down here, as it is looking pretty good. 34 for 8. We're 7 minutes and 35 seconds into the game, so pretty solid thus far. We'll see what he wants to go for. He has picked up that Ring of Health, and that could indicate that he wants to go for a little bit more tanky. And the form of a Vanguard, he could go different ways as well, as he just wants the Ring of Health for regen. So we'll see what that turns into sooner or later. Jetro on the middle lane trying to apply pressure to Kazers, keep him off the lane a little bit. Is scaring him out slightly, and a power shot going to come out. It's going to deal a little damage to Jetro, but he's going to back up off the back end of that. It looks like Trask is going to get eyes on top of Anamagori. In fact, he's going to destroy the double damage rune. He probably could have took it, but he would have exposed himself to danger coming from a rotating Kazers. And now the Split Earth is going to miss on Kazers. Kazers is going to take damage from the Edict, though. He may be in a little bit of trouble. He is level 5. Anamagori throws down a Sprout, but it is off target. And Anamagori has caught back up in levels, as he is level 5 now, so at least matching the support from that tri-lane. So good for him in that regard, as the rotation from Rainbow to the top lane provided an opportunity for him to get back in levels in CS a little bit. We see his 13th for all in CS, so nothing stellar, but he is pretty much caught up to the Queen of Pain, which is a fair position to be in if you were trying to match your Suicide solos together. It seems like a reasonable objective. Now 8A going to come forward a lot on this lane. It looks like looming on the sideline is Pudge. He could be looking for a kill on... And Stars may be in trouble. The hook's going to hit. And it looks like 8A is going to be a lot of trouble. He's going to go down here. Dismember wasn't even used. But Dash is going to be in trouble as well. Kova plus Mr. Columbia combined for a kill on top of Dash. And he drops. It looks like Jetro has not left the area quite yet, though. He's pretty low on health, but he's looking for another kill. In fact, if he gets hit by another Malphite stun, he's going to be in a world of hurt. So needs to be very cautious. Black Hole is available, but not enough mana yet. He's going to have to pop off his Soul Ring before he can use it. In fact, the ward spots off Jetro, so he's going to back off. In the meanwhile, Rainbow putting pressure on the tier 2 in the bottom lane. It looks like it's going to go down to around half health. The glyph is popped by 5 stars, or stars. It's 5 stars, I'm right. And it's going to be saved, so the tower ends up being around half health, as we have a rotation in from 8A as well as Nature's Prophet. On the middle lane, a little bit of scare for Kazers as he gets marked up by the amplified damage, but he backs off in time. We see Tinker is sitting on 1,300 gold, so getting closer and closer to those boots of travel, which are oh so important to maximize the utility of the hero. Nature's Prophet does finish up. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. He does get a Midas before 10 minutes, so I had doubted that, but apparently the opportunity to pick up some farm in the bottom lane allowed him to get that little extra bit of gold, and it is actually a pretty well-timed Midas, considering the circumstances. Now, Kazers may be in trouble in the river. Had's in hot pursuit, but he's going to back up. He is invisible as well, so he should be just fine. And the courier not quite delivering the items. I'm not Magori, has not realized it yet, though, so perhaps a little bit of a miscue, and there it goes. Like, you probably want that Midas. Just saying. And looks like Jetro going to go for an ambitious hook. Had's going to run into the tower here, misses a gush, and now he's going to have to back up. And by gush, I mean slither and crush. And down goes Pudge, though, easily melting him. Jetro has been very aggressive at low health thus far in the game, and he may have to be a little bit careful, as 5 stars able to take advantage of him in that circumstance. Does not want to get caught out and exposed quite like that. Meanwhile, Dash has been farming one-on-one against Kazers on the top lane. So level 7 on Dash, level 8 on Kazers. But the important thing is Dash is catching back up and farming. He's about to hit 1,000 gold. We'll see if he's going to try and pick up what kind of boots, if he wants to go for the treads as a more typical build, or with a poor start. I could see you justifying the arcane boots, which actually aren't that bad on Queen of Pain if you take everything into consideration. However, the extra health, the extra attack speed definitely are beneficial that you get from your power treads. In the middle lane, we see 5-8 is doing the normal, just spamming off March of Machines. He is really close to finishing the boots of travel. In fact, there they are. So a huge pickup coming out from 8A. He has dropped twice in the game. Still got a boots of travel by 12 minutes. So a little bit less than ideal for that short lane, the safe lane, with a support. But still, pretty good start for him. And we'll see what he can make out of it if he gets involved elsewhere. It looks like the pressure's going to be on the bottom tier 2 tower from Rainbow yet again. Kova rotates over. He's going to drop down some of those Plague Wards. Plague Wards are in fact level 3, so they actually will be pretty helpful in trying to fend off the aggression on this tower. It looks like, though, Mr. Columbia coming in, he has a black hole available. If anyone gets caught here, they can be in a world of trouble. And the Wildkin's going to stay forward to try and bar off any further aggression. Looks like an interesting use of the Soul Ring. He's going to pop it off and probably make some Eidolons. No, he's not going to use mana at all. And he's going to go ahead and they're going to take out the Wildkin. So always good to take down Chen's creep. It's a very important aspect of the game. In fact, it's where you can also get extra utility from that Midas. Take down Chen's creep in the team fight would be very useful. And now it looks like 5 stars want to be the aggressors here, but they have to be careful as most of Rainbow are in the area. We see Hads plus Trash and an illusion coming in from Jetro. It's going to eat up one of the Malphus stuns. But an Arcane Boot will get the mana back. A nice shackle. Going to catch Hads out. He's going to be a lot of trouble. The power shot to follow. Plus the rockets. He is dropped. Jetro's going to be in trouble as he gets sprouted up. But Amna Magori gets taken out by the Test of Faith. And now Case is in hot pursuit of Vastus. And he may very well go down as well. The shackle will not catch on to anything, but he has enough damage to probably take him out with just auto attacks plus a power shot. However, Nature's Prophet buys back, comes back in, puts the sprout on top of the Chen player, and Chen may very well go down here. Could be a big kill. No, he's going to live just narrowly. Dash in immediate support, trying to help his buddy make it out of there alive, and he does so effectively. So only 2 kills and a buyback from 5 stars on Nature's Prophet. Of course, it wasn't too costly, so not too concerning for our 5 stars players. Early game buybacks for the opportunity of a kill and a tower push. Pretty worth it, but Jetro comes back to the bottom lane. Trash is here as well. We have a TP coming in from Chen, and we'll see what they can do to try and ward off this push. However, March the Machine is going to be a hassle to try and deal with as it spanned upon the tower. And Kova going to continue dropping those Plague Wards as well, which are now level 4. So this tower is going to drop, as we see the glyph has already been used just before, and they're going to try and get an engagement on the back end of this. Look at the damage their heroes are taking just from all the AoE, and it looks like Jetro are going to try and look for a kill opening here, as the tower does go down in favor of 5 stars. But no, he's going to look for the river, and there's a regen rune that could perfectly bait out one of his opponents. But Kaiser's instead going to come in, get a good check on Jetro, the power shot to follow. It's going to be a lot. The Malphus will come in as well. Jetro could be in trouble. Black hole is up and available. Hads is going on top of Columbia, but a hook that brings back his own player, and perhaps Vastus may drop here. In the meanwhile, Trash goes down. Hads gets hit by the black hole. Mr. Columbia to try and save his own life. The hook though on the back end of the play. It's going to pull Cases out, but Cases able to finish off Budge. Hads going to try and take down Kova. He's going to drop. Enigma already drops. Dash comes in. The Sonic Wave takes out the rest. Down goes Tinker. Down goes Windrunner. And Dash securing a couple kills on the back end of that team fight. Big play from him. Meanwhile, I'm not Magori pushing the top lane by himself, trying to get some damage on the tower, and with no glyph up, it very well could be in trouble. We'll see what they can do. There's a TP in. It's going to be Trash trying to defend this tier 2. Dash, though, coming in at the end of the team fight, really salvaged it for Rainbow as they were struggling mightily in the onset of that. An awkward engagement allowed Chen to drop pretty early on. Or Chen didn't drop, but he dropped so low on health he had to back off, and it instantly became a 3 versus 5 circumstance, which is not what you wanted. But at the end, that AoE damage was so significant coming out from Queen of Pain, and that's why they picked her up, to get that nice early mid-game presence and that burst damage coming out from here. We'll see if 5 stars want to go for anything such as a pipe to try and compensate or cope with that properly. Enigma does finish up his mech. Kova continuing on ward duty, but he has a good amount of farm, part of 6 assists, as well as 14 CS, so able to pick up the essentials. Windrunner, meanwhile, is getting closer to being able to finish off that Force Staff, which is going to be a nice acquisition for her. Vastus back in the jungle. He is 2-on-4, so having a good game on Chen. No deaths, which is not an easy task at all. Slardar does pick up his power treads and also has 1,200 gold in the bank, so if he wants to finish off a Vanguard, it looks like he'll do that right now. So we'll get a Vanguard up as his first item choice, get that extra defense going. And on the middle lane, it looks like Kazers may be in a little bit of trouble. A hook attempt from Jetro will not hit, so he will get out of there safely. Hads does pick up that Vanguard, so we'll see if Rainbow want to continue to be very aggressive. It looks like in the last instance it was 5 stars being the aggressor, and they ended up losing that team fight pretty significantly. We'll see if that gives some confidence to Rainbow to try and jump in here and get something going. It looks like Point Booster picked up by Queen of Pain, so possibly going towards that Aghanim Scepter, which is very valuable pickup indeed. Trash, meanwhile,